What's up, ladies and gentlemen, Akalon here, and welcome back to each and one of you. And of course, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. I am very happy to have you here. I do apologize, my voice is still not 100%. It hurts if I speak too much. For those of you that don't know, I got COVID last week. I was basically in bed for 2 days straight. Couldn't walk. The fatigue is still slightly there, but, you know, it's getting better every single day. Luckily, that was the sort of extent of the whole thing. So I do apologize for my absence right off the bat. I want to ask you if you'd be so kind as to slap a like on this video. Also comment, it does help out with the algorithm. But I don't want to waste too much of your time because I don't have much voice time before it just disappears. Because it does that. It just goes away if I speak too much. But anyways, I wanted to make this video because I think it's important. It's what we've been speculating on for such a long time. It's what we've been talking about for such a long time. We finally have confirmation as to why the jailer was banished, what exactly happened to him, and, you know, well, not really why, but you'll see. We'll watch the cinematic. There's going to be a lot of pausing, so if this is your first time watching the cinematic, I have a link in the description down below that should get you to the WoW page, and you can go watch it on your own. This wouldn't be the optimal way to watch it, because I have watched already. This is not a reaction to the cinematic. This is a discussion about the cinematic. But anyways, let's get into it.
In the Arbiter's name, we answer the call of the Eternal Ones.
This brazen attack on Bastion must be answered. Has your wound healed, Grestia?
No.
Alright, this is the first thing that I wanted to sort of point out that I that I thought was really interesting. It's after all this time, her wound isn't healing. Now, we know, thanks to BlizzCon as well as some of the PTR Datamined reveals, that her wound has a very interesting property, which I think is going to feature later on. This is going to be some kind of weapon that can be sort of used against the jailer, maybe into the jailer, but the wound is not healing. You'll see now, like, you can see the wound there through the red lines on the screen, but you can see the wound. It's not even started to heal. It looks very similar to that of Uther, to what his wound looked like, which is very, very interesting to me.
But that is of little consequence compared to what was stolen.
What was the jailer after?
Long ago, each of the Eternal Ones was given a symbol of our Covenant's purpose.
First thing we have to stop and discuss here is, long ago, they're all given these sigils, these symbols of their Covenant's purpose. By whom? Well, the obvious answer is the first ones. The first ones imparted this onto them to sort of keep them in line, in check, so to speak. Something that's very interesting about the sigil that the Winter Queen shows here, which, just by the way, this cutscene must happen before Anduin actually gets to it, because we have the cutscene here. Just gonna show you guys this, where Anduin takes the sigil of the Winter Queen.
Anduin!
I'm gonna show you this because there's something really cool here.
Resist him! Do not let the jailer win!
Anduin doesn't even listen because Anduin isn't there. Anduin doesn't look around. He doesn't look over his shoulder. I mean, you have High Lord Bolvar Fordragon speaking to him, Jaina speaking to him. He doesn't even acknowledge them because, and this is again, I think, what Blizzard is trying to showcase here. He's not in control. This isn't him. This is the jailer. The jailer couldn't give two shits about the two people trying to speak to him at the back there. But there you see, the sigil has been taken.
We will save you, Anduin.
And this is what was interesting to me. We will save you, Anduin. And listen to the next part.
No matter what it takes.
She, and I can't help but, I don't know why I get this feeling, Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is a giant mistake and I'm just completely seeing too much into it. And if I am, you can let me know in the comment section down below. But to me, no matter what it takes, just it smacks of Arthas Menethil. Because this is the exact thing that happened to Arthas. Jaina had to watch as Arthas descended more and more into madness, as Arthas' actions became more and more brass and sort of evil and dark, and she didn't try to save him. In fact, she abandoned him. This time around, she makes it very clear, we will save you, Anduin, no matter what it takes, right? And I can't help but feel like this is yet another setup for Arthas eventually making his return. Anyways, back to the original video that I wanted to show you guys. Okay, so this is the sigil. It's already been stolen. So this obviously happened prior to the cutscene that we just saw. Now, the sigil itself of Ardenweald is very interesting in that it signifies life and death, an eternal cycle. Right, it never ends. It's not it's not the sort of symbol for eternity, but if I look at this symbol, it seems like as above, so below, right? And everything meets in the center. So this is the reality part of it, and everything else is an eternal cycle, and we already know that is Ardenweald. Now, as the Winter Queen says, this was the symbol for each of their covenant's purpose. The purpose. This was gifted to them by the purpose. Remember when I said who gave them these keys? We assume it's the first ones. That's the easy assumption to make, the first ones. But I have made videos long ago, we're talking 6, 7, 8 months here, where I've said, what if the first one, what if the purpose is an actual being and not just a document or a set of rules, but an actual being of some kind?
Yet Zovaal saw these sigils as keys to forbidden knowledge.
Very, very interesting line here. As I said, it sort of gives us some insights into why he was banished. It doesn't tell us exactly, but he saw these sigils as keys to forbidden knowledge. Knowledge of what? Now, I can't help but think that what happened to Zovaal was incredibly unfair, right? Because he questioned. And I think to some extent he questioned the purpose. He questioned the idea that they were only good for this one thing. Now, we already know how Carestia and the Winter Queen feel about questions, and how they are hyper-focused, almost one-dimensional in their application of the rules, right? These are the rules and these are the only rules. In fact, it took an entire rebellion for Carestia, the firstborn, to finally realize that, hey, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe this isn't how you should run a realm, because they're so locked into what the purpose is, into what the purpose should be. Now, I will just once again reiterate here for everyone that hasn't heard it before. 5 keys to open our way, 5 torches to light the path. 5 keys now darkened. 5 lanterns, 5 torches now darkened. Right? This is, it's all adding up. 5 keys to open the way. Now, my question is, why was Zovaal not given a sigil? Or was he given a sigil? And perhaps his sigil was removed. Perhaps his sigil was removed and given to the Arbiter, right? For safekeeping or for whatever reason. But what is this knowledge that Zovaal is trying to unlock?
When we rebuked his heresy, he tried to claim them by force.
But in the end, the Primus led us to victory.
Again, there's something very interesting here. They say that when we rebuked his heresy, right? So she says, when we rebuked his heresy, he tried to claim them by force. Which, yes. But even after all of that, he still doesn't kill them. He didn't kill the Primus. He did not kill the Winter Queen. He didn't even send Anduin after the Winter Queen to kill her. He just wanted the sigil. And he didn't kill Carestia. Yes, he stabbed her, but he didn't kill her. So even after all of this, even after the banishment, he still doesn't appear to hate his brothers and sisters enough to kill them.
But in the end, the Primus led us to victory.
And for his treachery, Zovaal was exiled forevermore.
Alright, so the cinematic, absolutely, unequivocally, we've basically, it's been common knowledge for everyone in the community, but that used to be Zovaal's, that used to be his platform. That's where he stood. So he was once part of the death realms, if you will. He was once part of this pantheon, and of course they banished him for it.
Yet even bound to the maw, he found allies to aid his cause.
I wish I could be one of
No
those.
doubt Sire Denathrius willingly offered his sigil to the Banished One.
We have found no such sigil within the sanctum of the Primus.
Would the Primus' sigil not yet... I mean, to be fair, the Primus does call Draka a key, so it might be that he bestowed his key onto Draka. But, I mean, it doesn't really... Like, I don't know. He's been with Zovaal for so long, and Zovaal basically stripped him of every single memory that he ever had, and yet he apparently never told Zovaal where his sigil was, where his keys were. It's also very clear that there's something more around the Primus than just an Eternal One. Consider what Zovaal wanted to do with him. Consider what Zovaal wanted to achieve with the Primus. He used him to extract knowledge of the First Ones, secrets of the First Ones. So clearly the Primus was very much like his brother in that he was questioning, albeit maybe not as violently as Zovaal was.
The essence of the Arbiter remains here.
This is why I wonder if she could perhaps be the one. If she could perhaps be the sigil. She could be Zovaal's sigil. The essence of the Arbiter remains here. It must be protected. I don't know why. I don't know why they feel like the Arbiter should be protected at all times. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because at this point she's down and it doesn't seem as if things are going too much to shit. Therefore the soul's going to the maw. But so what's interesting about this, and before we continue watching, before we finish watching the rest of this this video, allow me to just quickly say, so it isn't because they corrupted the flow of the Shadowlands. That's not what Zovaal wanted to stop. It has to do with knowledge. Forbidden knowledge, according to them. But is there really such a thing as forbidden knowledge? And what I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below is, what knowledge do you think Zovaal was after? What could this knowledge be that Zovaal was actually after?
It must be protected.
The Ebon Blade will help defend the Eternal City. But this will not be the Jailer's only target.
No. Even now, his malevolence encroaches upon my groves.
The Necrolords will drive these invaders from Ardenweald.
The Venthyr will fight beside your armies, Draka.
We will rally the Covenant's forces and make our stand.
Let it be so. With her voice have I spoken.
I still can't help but feel like the odd one out here is the Arbiter. Like, if you look at all of the, let's just go back to big screen here. This is a cool, it's going to be a cool cinematic when music is finally added, and we've got all of the background noises, and the voices have all of the tweaks and special effects added to them. But what I genuinely think would be very cool about this is if you look at the Pantheon's the platform, the Eternal One's platform, it seems likely, in all likelihood, it seems likely that the Arbiter is the odd one out, the one that does not belong. All of the others, they are brothers and sisters. They have worked together. Again, the ancient knowledge or the forbidden knowledge that he was after, I don't know what it is, but obviously if these sigils were given to the Covenants, it stands to reason that they were very important, at least to whoever gave it to them. Because here's my final thoughts on it. These sigils were not just given to them as symbols of their Covenant's purpose. No, these sigils were given to them for safekeeping, to ensure that it does not fall into the wrong hands. And I can't help but feel, there's a video that I'm going to be making as soon as my voice is better, where we're going to be talking a little bit about the old gods and the lies that's been told about the old gods, and how far these lies go back. I can't help but feel as if the knowledge that's being hidden is that the old gods or the void isn't in fact the enemy. And with that, I'm going to leave you guys because I can actually feel my voice is starting to struggle. I want to thank all of you for spending at least 17 minutes with me. I do apologize for it being that long. I did not plan on it being that long. I just wanted to sit down for about 10 minutes and just quickly make a video. But I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone that is supporting the channel over on Patreon, Twitch subs, and of course the YouTube channel members. I cannot thank you guys enough, especially when you get sick. It's so nice to know that there is at least, that sort of fallback, in case you can't make content and you can't make money. There is still, there is still money coming in. So I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, guys. There's going to be new stuff coming up on the Patreon very, very soon. So check back for that. Remember to slap that like button, hit that subscribe button, oh my god, and smash that bell. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace out, fam.